Welcome everybody to Revealed with Rhona. Today, we are talking to Miss Frenchie Davis. We're gonna take her on a picture journey. She doesn't know what we're gonna talk about, but every page we turn is gonna reveal a little bit more about the more candid side of who you are. Being homeless. This is something that I noticed that you said you experienced.
Yes.
And one of the things when I was pulling these pictures, this was a really powerful picture to me. I was like, wow. If you notice, this person looks like they're hiding. I saw a question and it said, have you ever felt invisible? You know, some of the things that I think about when I think about homeless, somebody might entertain like, you know, your pride. Where am I gonna eat? When am I gonna eat? Where am I gonna be tomorrow? But I didn't really think about the aspect of feeling invisible. Because when you think about it, a lot of people pass homeless people by and you could be more of a nuisance than anything. It's kind of, you know, get out the way maybe. How did that feel to be homeless? Did you experience feeling invisible or what was that like?
When you're homeless, you absolutely do feel invisible because there are a lot of homeless people who are still trying to function in the real world, who are living on the streets,
Yes.
and still going on job interviews, and still trying to better their situation. Well, when I was homeless, I was 19 years old. I was living in DC, putting myself through college.
Oh, wow.
Both of my parents are college educated, but neither of them were in a financial position to afford my my educational expenses. And so I had to be responsible for a lot of that.
Wow.
After my sophomore year, you know, my financial aid wasn't covering enough. And I just didn't have enough money to pay to keep a roof over my head and pay for school.
Yeah.
So I was sometimes sleeping on the street, crashing on friends' couches, and still going to school every day.
Yeah, good for you.
I was like, you know,
it was serious.
dead serious, like taking showers in the school gym, couldn't afford my books, so I was borrowing books from classmates and making photocopies of whatever chapter we would be working on in the school library. And they have this little area in the basement of the library called the stacks, and that's like where you go find the archives, like the founders of the university where their books are. You know, nobody ever goes down there. I took so many good naps down there when I had nowhere to live. I remember feeling like invisible because not a lot of people really knew that that was my situation. You know.
Were you hiding it? Or, I mean,
yeah, I was.
Were you embarrassed by it?
I was very embarrassed by it. You know, yeah, it was embarrassing. You know, I was humiliated. I didn't want to tell my parents. My father and my stepmother were living in a house like 30 minutes away.
Oh, wow.
And it took a long time for me to forgive my father for that, for allowing my stepmother to put the wedge that she put in our relationship. That feeling of not having anywhere to go and you have a parent who lives 30 minutes away, there is nothing that feels lonelier than that. There's nothing that feels lonelier than that. I think during that time, that's when I realized like how badly I wanted this, like how badly I wanted to finish my education. And I didn't think that giving up and coming back home to LA and staying at my mom's house, I didn't think that that was going to get me there.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I have to stay in DC, I have to write this out, and I have to figure it out.
What's the most powerful thing you took away from being homeless, you think?
I think the most powerful thing that I took from being homeless was the realization that I can take care of myself. Being 19 years old and 3,000 miles away from your mom and nowhere to live and putting yourself through college and you're taking 18 credits and working 2 jobs.
Oh my goodness.
And living on the street. I think it was during that time of my life that I realized that the world's gonna have to work really, really hard to try to bring me down.
I heard that.
Because, you know, I survived that.